is Paul Gorman. Answer the damn phone. Answer the damn phone by Paul Gorman.
Thanks, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests struggling coming in. You know, I really thought that Google knew everything. I really appreciate your pointing that out. And maybe sometime. Our evaluations are incredibly important here at Toastmasters, and I've taken to asking a very simple question of one of my evaluators: what shall I talk about next? And in my last speech, I had the evaluator with Amy Nelson, and she graciously suggested that I talk about a time when a small thing that I did made a big difference. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, a while back, a friend of mine, friend now, his name is Mike. Mike called and left a message on my phone at home asking me to return his call. He told me that he was a Rotarian and that he had some questions and some ideas for me. And so I did. I didn't know Mike at the time, but when I called him back, he expressed his frustration that he left lots of messages for other Rotarians and that nobody seldom returned his calls. The reason for that was simply because, first of all, they didn't really know Mike, and why would you return his call? Secondly, even though he was a Rotarian, a lot of these clubs that are Rotary clubs only really care about things like park benches or feeding the homeless, that kind of thing. And so they're non-responsive to people like Mike. But I returned his call, and I talked with him a little bit, and he turned out to be sincere. He was real. And so I got together with him, I heard him out, and he told me that what he did was he was a representative in a Rotary club for another colleague of his who happened to be a philanthropist. His name was Terry, and Terry over the years had contributed some $8 million through Rotary to various projects. Well, I thought that was pretty good. Now, the interest that I had in it was I happened to be the international project manager for my particular club, and so the reason for that was because of my own international background, my interest in international, etc. So we had some alignment there. The other good thing was that the club I happened to be in was only about 50 or 60 miles from Tijuana. So I could do projects in a third world country without even having to get on an airplane. And that resonated with the members of my club, and so I had their support. It also helped that I had established a relationship with Tijuana Rotary Club. And so we got to know each other, and people from their club would actually come up and support my particular Rotary Club's projects. The kinds of projects that I did with them included buying clothes and shoes for kids in orphanages, etc. We supported a food bank that, get this, supported something like 40,000 people, fed 40,000 people a day in Tijuana. Now that's a big operation, but really impressive. The types of projects that Mike's philanthropist friend had conducted were buying ambulances in Tijuana and building water projects, safe, clean water projects, and sanitation in South America. He was really big on Mexico as well. So I formed a relationship with him, and through the course of my relationship, he started funneling money through my club to fund international projects. I used to joke that what I was able to do was money laundering on an international scale. Some folks didn't think that was very funny, but I did. I thought it was hilarious. So, but what we were able to do then was fund a lot of projects. Now, here's the sweetener to this. The particular district that I was in had a matching grant program. Rotary International also has a matching grant program. So by the time we matched these grants that this philanthropist gave us, it was at the rate of 2.5 to 1. So for every $100,000 that Terry provided through my club to fund projects like this, it turned into $250,000. That's not small, particularly on an international level. But because I had answered the phone that one day, returned his call that one day, our particular club was able to fund in the neighborhood of $750,000 to $1 million worth of projects per year. That's without $1 coming from our club. Not a cent. All we did was facilitate the movement of that money from the philanthropist and through big projects on a worldwide basis. Now, I happen to have a philosophy that if you don't return my call or answer the phone, or if I don't answer your text, if I don't answer your email promptly, you can assume I'm dead. Simple as that. That's a personal philosophy. But this is one example of where doing a simple thing, returning the guy's call, it had a huge difference. And that's even without any pregnant pauses. Madam Toastmaster.
Jacob, can I get a timer support?
Both speakers qualified.
Please vote for Brian Barr.